Fucking hey, Tartarian hunters.
Hello, everyone.
Live from
Kelly. Where are you, Kelly? Where are you?
I am in Agra, which is like 2 hours away from Delhi in India. This is the home of the Taj Mahal, the infamous Taj Mahal, whatever that is. And the Red Fort, and that's probably more epic than the Taj Mahal. So we should probably do a deep dive. But I
Red.
tell you what, Campbell, it's confusing here. As a Tartarian hunter, it's freaking confusing.
Mhm. What are the buildings like?
You
Like,
know,
why is it confusing?
yeah, because you know how in the Western world, like Tartaria is like clear and it's cut, like it's clear cut. Literally, you see the Tartarian structures, they've been restored, that you've seen the ones that have been destroyed. You've got the mud flood, you've got the windows, like the doors, all those things, right? There's some like clear pathways to this consciousness. But India, on the other hand, is just full of rubble. It's just full of rubble. It literally looks like it is it is literally buildings built upon buildings and rubble everywhere, as if those buildings are falling on top of each other. It's the weirdest thing. It's like there is literally no clear-cut way of distinguishing if there was even a fucking mud flood here, man. Like I can see no evidence at this point of like, it's pretty easy in Melbourne, Like you walk down the street, the windows are falling into the pavement. Like it's just like a really obvious gig, right? Here, no, no, not so obvious, man.
Ah,
Like it's classic India. It's just like wherever you go, there's this rubble everywhere. As if this is a war torn nation, but it's not.
so,
It's unexpected.
are you in like a city? Is that like a large city that you're in? And that's what the
Yeah,
city's
yeah.
like? Yeah. Wow.
They're all mega large cities. They are mega large cities, but they are not like what we'd see in the Western world, where you've just got like cities and there's city centers and there's beautiful old buildings in those city centers, and then you go out to the rural centers, you can still see the Tartarian flavors. It's just so not like that. Honestly, you don't even know what layer of history you're looking at. It's a melting pot, and it's all been sort of stuck together by cement. Well, apparently I heard yesterday that they don't use cement in the old structures. They use, which, I took with a pinch of salt, man, because they said they use fucking lentils and
What?
sap from trees.
Lentils?
And they don't use cement in the old buildings. What was the other?
Well,
Yeah,
veggies over
lentils.
there, aren't they? They
There was
don't
another
have any
thing. What was it?
lentils.
Lime.
What?
But like you see like these old
That's why everything's falling down, you see. Bloody lime and lentils,
well,
mate.
apparently though, the older structures haven't fallen down because of this crazy glue they're using. But when you look at them, they're literally like it's like 10 layers of resets stuck back together, and then all around it is rubble. So you don't even know what you're
Wow.
looking at. It is the weirdest. I totally understand now why no one's like burst out of the realm
Backward
with
India.
Tartaria, India,
So
because honestly, you can't distinguish it.
are you getting lots of video and photos and stuff?
I am. I am. I've only been here 2 days, everyone. 2 days. We arrived in Delhi and then had a mad day in Delhi, and then, which is mad, by the way. It's like I fucking love India. Honestly, Campbell, it's like the inside of my head emptied down into reality. It's like it's lawless. There's no oppressive grid. You can smoke wherever the fuck you want. I keep finding myself saying, "It's all right to smoke here," and like everyone's just like you fucking weirdo. Like, why are you even asking that? Like, it's just like I'm so programmed to be polite about it. But like there's nothing like that. Literally the first 5 seconds, we were like driving on a one-way street in the opposite on a one-way highway in the opposite direction to the highway. And I was like, I fucking love this place. Like, there's this like total and utter chaos. It's excellent. I thoroughly recommend Tartarian Hunters. You find yourself a pathway to India just for the sheer joy of the rulerlessness and lawlessness. And I can say, like, in the Western world, like it's so obvious standing here how much of an oppressive grid we sit under. Like it's literally like like they've gone after our minds. They've oppressed our minds so hardcore. So they've stolen our minds and then added a shitload of rules around that, right? So
Yeah.
everything is a rule.
Yeah.
Here, they haven't stolen anyone's mind. They've left that up to the total melting pot of religion. But what they've done is they've stolen the resources. So they've stolen everyone's resources. Everyone's fucking but they have total freedom of mind, man. And it's just like, it's interesting to watch how the realm is structured from the agenda's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either take their mind or take their resources. Take their mind or take their money. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And religion is really a thing here. It's really a thing here. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's their big control, I guess, that their rules, isn't it? It's their religion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it's kind of cool because they've literally not like the West where there's like 1, 2, 3 religions. Here there's like 1,000 religions. So everyone's pretty nice to each other. They're like, all right, there's so many different religions. Like we'll accept it all, man. I'm moving to India. This is like my place, man. I could live here for real. Like this. I'll show you. I'll show you what I can see. Look at this. We're in the middle of nowhere, but look at this cute, kitschy. Can you see that?
Yep.
Hotel.
Very
Isn't
nice.
that great?
Yeah.
But around us is like farmland and rubble. Right? Can you see that?
Yes.
Can you see? Have I frozen?
No, it's moving again. No, you're back.
Anyway.
Yes, oh yeah. Nice sun. Nice little
All right. Well,
apartments.
I'll just sit myself back down so I don't freeze. So what's been happening?
Yeah, well, I'm back on the farm still, getting ready to take off soon. But we went and saw Uncle Lewis today, which was cool. Just turned up with Ria, who's looking after your house. And yeah, they just had a big jam session. It was great. All the guitars came out and the didge. Someone had a conga drum and Ria was singing, and then someone else started singing. And so I had quite a good, unexpected afternoon just hanging out. Then we went and swam in the river, and it was really warm, which is nice. So yeah, man. Apart from that, I've just been boring. I haven't been traveling overseas or anything yet, but it's coming. Yeah. So what else? Have you been to the Taj Mahal?
How's it? No. So we've arrived on a big holiday. There's like 5 days. It finishes today, which literally means like millions of people are pilgriming to Agra to see the Taj and the Red Fort. So no, we do it tomorrow when everyone's gone because the queues are epic, obviously. I mean, like the Taj Mahal, like it's cool and everything. And it'll be interesting to deep dive on it because apparently, according to what I've looked at so far, it was literally built in 20 years. Well, 1 year actually. It was built. The main structure was built in 1 year. Hello, classic history story. 1 year. And then the kind of surrounds were sort of like filled in over 20 years. But the main structure 1 year, and it's all built of marble.
Yeah.
So I don't know where marble features in our research, and if there's marble elsewhere on the realm that we've come across.
Well,
have you come across any marble?
A lot of marble, but not whole marble buildings necessarily. Like because it's complete marble, isn't it? Built as a tomb, which is probably why they got their 1 year date there, because you have to build pretty quick, right? When someone dies, you don't know when they're going to die. So yeah, 1 year. Wow, cool. Are the domes marble as well? They are. They look like it, don't they?
Yes.
I mean,
apparently everything is marble. So I mean, to consider the idea that this huge structure, and it's very ornate, like it's very friggin' ornate, was sculpted in a year. It's pretty like classic reset history story. Yeah.
Marble, right? Sculpted. That's one of the big problems, like because it is, like you say, it's very curved and sculpted. So maybe it's poured, maybe it's geopolymer, right? Because marble is one of those rocks that's really just a mix of other rocks.
Yeah, actually, it's true. It's got crystal in it. It's transparent. Interestingly, like though, the only thing I know about marble from our research is the statues, like
The
you just said.
statues. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it
I was
was very,
thinking.
yeah, the statues were a really big thing,
Mm.
and we don't even know if that was Medusa technology, which I love the idea of, that it's like basically
It's people.
marbleized people in, yeah. So I don't know if there's any connection there with the Taj Mahal and marbleizing people and the same technology. I have no idea. Is it possible? Could they have applied that to a building? I
At
mean,
this point, anything's possible, I think. So yeah, I'll have to do a look into it with all the time I've got. But I'll do a bit of research. Yeah.
so apparently like it's like between 800 and 500 years old. And actually the stories that I've got from the other things we visited, the temples, the other things we visited, they're all sitting at that same timeline. So that literally would put it through maybe three resets, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what they know that it was built in a year, but they don't know what year it was built in. Between 5 and 800 years.
Well,
That's weird.
well, no, I think on Wikipedia it says like let's have a quick look.
Yeah.
Um, I'm talking out of my ass because we haven't been there yet. Oh no, 1631. So what's that? 16, 17, 18, 19,
What,
400, maybe
years ago?
500 years.
Taj Mahal, yep.
So
Commissioned in 1631. Yeah. 35
so
bi-
it's really, really interesting. Sorry,
yeah.
go on.
Sorry, $35 billion it cost in today's money to build it, they say.
Yeah, like they had that hanging around.
Yeah, man. The Taj Mahal complex is believed to have been completed in its entirety in 1653, 1 year.
Yeah, right. Yep. 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 I mean, so we've like and all the way through all the history stories I've been hearing because we've visited quite a few little ancient sites. It's sort of the same sort of story. It's the same sort of story that these were like they call them Moguls. Like so they were invaders basically, and they came and they sort of built these things and I'm not going to get the history right, I'm sorry, but they built these things. I'm still jet lagged. And then it just different religions took over, and as they took over, things were not pulled down, they were added to. Like that's the sort of the same story I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
So, and honestly, like because there's no evidence like we're used to seeing the mud flood, as in, just like it's so obvious in the West, right? It's so obvious. Like you see these fucking buildings, and then you see the levels down, 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 down. The only thing that I've seen so far where the levels go down, down, down is an aqueduct, which I think I could probably pull that up to show you here. All right, there's this. Can you see that?
Yeah, man. Wow.
So,
Wow.
uh,
Well, right.
I don't know how to turn the volume down.
Oh, that's all right. I can't hear much. And so, what do they say about about this structure? I mean, because there's a lot of these, and they call them step wells. So they look a lot like completely sunken buildings, don't they? Like, I mean, that's not a well.
Okay, so this is like about 4 or 5 levels down from the street level.
Yes. Mm. I've had a bit of a look into step wells, but that they just say, yeah, literally, they're just wells to make sure there was water. But I mean, look at that thing. Like, that's clearly not a well.
That's right. The official history is that it was just a water storing device, but like when it flooded, that's the actual official history. But it's
Like
like
a dam.
4 or 5 levels down. Yeah, yeah, and like that was the first time I saw evidence of the underground side of this culture.
Mm,
And it wouldn't surprise me in main cities how underground it actually goes. But on the surface level, it's so full of rubble that you can't determine
yeah,
or distinguish the buildings from the pavement.
yeah, man. You
There's
have
just
to have
piles and
both.
piles.
Yeah. Send more photos.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, look, I'll show you another one. I'll show you another one. Here you go. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just get it up. So, all right. So this is the first place we saw.
Oh, okay. Yep. I've seen this. Oh my God, it's massive. Quite a tower.
So apparently this is 800 years ago. Old. It's all red. It's all red.
That's the red
So that's one
sandstone stuff. Yeah, like
Yeah.
the report. Yeah, okay. And what do they say that is? Just a pillar?
So no, so this originally was like a king that invaded, then built a grave, a tomb, and then someone killed him and added to it, and then someone killed that person and added to it.
Okay. So this pillar tower is called the Qutb Minar, and it was built in 1193, or so they say. It was once considered one of the most beautiful stone towers in the world, built by the founding sultan of the Sultanate of Delhi. The Qutb Minar is a masterpiece fusion of early Muslim and Indian styles. It is a spectacular It is a spectacular demonstration of Islam's growth and prosperity in India. The pillar is made of red and white two-tone marble. The tower is divided into 5 floors, each with a protruding balcony, and the exterior consists of alternating triangles and circular folds. The interior is decorated with beautiful murals and calligraphy works, and there are many delicate reliefs and scriptures on the walls. The tower body has already suffered a certain degree of tilt. At present, visitors can only watch from the outside and may not enter. Oh, because you might find something they don't want you to. And it says you may visit the mosque around it instead. So there we go, the Qutb Minar.
So look at that picture. Can you see that?
Yeah,
Did it just change to a new video?
yeah. So now we can see like the arch, and it's all broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is classic of all the ruins, right? So there's this face, and then there's this rock non-cement structure underneath that. And then in the middle of that, there's like iron.
iron.
So yeah. They reckon the outside is sandstone.
Yeah, but the inside, it's not block work, is it? It's like, yeah, what is it on the inside? Is it bricks or just stonework of some kind? Is it
Yeah, it's stonework with this like magical
with the magical
um
juice?
lime lentil sap mixture. So India has heaps of earthquakes, right? All these structures like stand up and have apparently stood up for hundreds and hundreds of years. So, but they've got domes. Look,
Is there like lots and lots of people there? Oh
it
wow,
was all right. It wasn't too crowded.
that's all right. Wow. And so are these ruins, are they just like, are they run by anyone? Do you have to pay to go in, or are they just kind of there and people can just kind of wander in and stuff?
Yeah, well, you gotta pay
You do. So they are,
some
that's,
money,
so
like
that
300 rupees or something. But yeah, it's like a secret site.
so
And
they
then
run, but they're not restored or looked after.
no, it's weird. Like it's interesting. And look, there's squirrels everywhere. Oh,
Oh, okay.
look at that structure.
What?
You see that?
Yeah. So clearly that's not,
So
can't go inside it. No, it's solid, or was.
no, it's solid. This is the Ark of India. It's a boring war memorial that was commissioned by the same guy who's done every war memorial in the whole fucking world, European guy, blah 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 blah. So that wasn't exciting to me at all. Then that this is just one day. Crazy markets, tuk, that was fun. Train, sleeper. We
Oh,
got a sleeper on the train. This was fun. This
no.
was like $30, and they feed you.
Wow. That's all right. Better than Australia, man. When we went on the train, like all they had was those crusty, bloody toasted sandwiches in plastic.
Yeah. Yep.
What are the trains like? Like, are there people sitting on the roof?
Well, we went first class, so can't
Oh.
say I noticed anything. I mean, first class is like $30, so treat yourself, people, treat yourself. Because you get the aircon, the
Ah,
aircon. Anyway, I think that's all. Then it's just crazy. Then it's just India land, but I won't bother with all that. And our cool hotel. Yeah, all right, that's it. That's all I have to show you today.
nice. Wow, man, it looks cool.
So yeah, but it's really confusing from a
Yeah.
Tartarian perspective. Like I really was
I
not
mean,
expecting it to be so strange.
yeah, we'll have to do some research, but yeah, the inside of those walls and structures, like, it's kind of didn't look like the good, architecture and building work that we normally see, does it? It just looked like it was all thrown in there almost. And they just sort
It's
of
really it's
polished
very,
it up on the
very
outside. Yeah.
yeah, so I should take these glasses off. I don't know if what we're looking at is like a different realm. Like I don't know if what we're looking at is it's such a different culture that it's not connected to the Tartarian concepts we've been building. And that's interesting to me because, we've spent so much time looking at the Western world with this. And I've seen a site, Tartarian Japanese page, but out of that, there's really not much content from Asia or from the third world really to do with Tartaria. So I mean, it's just really interesting to me whether or not what we have conceptualized actually holds ground in these sorts of countries.
Well, I mean, India definitely has unique architecture, doesn't it? Like it with all its temples and that, like they're very, very ornate. But I mean, it does. I've seen, I don't know, is it Delhi? Like that, they do have some massive railway stations and things like we see, but
Yeah.
then a lot of it. I mean, that was weird. I don't know. Yeah, that makes me think like it's almost built for a tourist attraction. Just sort of slap
But it's
together,
like
right? And put a bit of a facade on it, and who knows, right?
I don't know, man. Like
A lot of that
this
we don't
world,
see here.
honestly, like we can do our best from our perspective.
Yeah, yeah, it's very
We
confusing.
can do our best from our perspective, from our yes. And this is why it's so important that as we move forward, we travel. As we move
It's,
forward, we actually get our asses out of Australia and actually see the world out of the West and see the world and actually apply our learnings to a broader canvas,
mm,
Like we have theorized that everything's connected, that this culture was across the whole,
yep,
right?
yep, for sure.
I'm telling you, it does not look like anything that we've seen before. Like honestly, you can't distinguish it, and it just doesn't have the same energetic. It just doesn't have the same. I don't
Mm,
even know, like same background. It doesn't have the same levels. It doesn't have the same layers. It doesn't have the same materials. It doesn't have the same elegance. It doesn't have the same energy. I can't explain it. It just doesn't fit yet our model.
yeah, I mean, that's what everyone says, right, about India when they get back. It's like, what's India like? And everyone just says, you have to experience it. I can't tell you.
Well, look, it's going to be really interesting to go to China and actually see again how this consciousness we've all created here like sits on top of that, how it layers on top of that. If we can see the the continual thread, if we can see the formula working.
Mm,
Because right now I kind of half and half. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Have we just built this up from the Western perspective, but actually it doesn't relate, or something else went on here?
mm. Yeah, well, I mean,
I don't know.
I think there's definitely we're looking at more than one civilization, if you want to put it that way. We've got like the star fort sort of, and then we can see that they've been built on top of, and the pyramids. But I don't know if they're a different age. So
Yeah.
but I think I've seen some star forts. We'll have to have a look. I'm pretty sure there's a few around there, but they may have, yeah, had some of the old culture. And who knows what happened. We know India got invaded, just like completely, like, you know, changed, right, in the 1800s, but and before with the Dutch East India and the English and all that stuff. And I don't know, it makes you think, because now there's all this info. We all know Stonehenge, right? They rebuilt that or did they build it in the 50s? Egypt, like Karnak, all these
Yeah.
places they've moved, and now we've got pictures of them building it. And they're like, no, we moved it. So we don't know how much of this is constructed, really, do we? So it's an interesting
Yes, that I mean that is an
question.
interesting point. I remember going through that rabbit hole where how many of these structures actually just got moved around the realm? Like how many, how mobile was the buildings? Like, do you remember that photo that came out, whether it was real or not, of like a whole amazing building just floating down the water on a
The river,
boat?
yeah, 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 yeah,
And you just think, well, like, and like we know for sure, like the sun has changed position over the years, and those sacred sites that were apparently built 800 years ago to align up perfectly with solstice or to align perfectly with in a tiny little window,
yeah,
in this huge cathedral, still today works,
yeah.
which doesn't make sense. Like it shouldn't work anymore. It shouldn't, on the solstice, that light coming through shouldn't happen anymore, but it still does.
By everything they tell us, but it still does. So yeah, I know. I know I don't know. There's a lot of info out there about that. Maybe everything's constructed. I mean, it started getting thrown out around the concept of a while ago, but now, like, I mean, Paul Cook's been doing it, and he's sort of doing boots on the groundwork, and I've seen other people, showing all these. Yeah, like, I don't know, what is this realm, right? Was it? They say it was created.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I can tell you that, like we in the Western world are fucked, man. Like, I mean, honestly, our minds have been stolen and everything about it is so oppressive and rule orientated. Like, honestly, we're so full of rules. Like everything comes with rules. And we're so programmed to listen to it. We're so programmed to do it, to respect it, to like not drive on the wrong side
on
of
the
the
wrong
road
side of the road, going down the
and not
freeway.
smoke anywhere. Just don't smoke anywhere. And like don't stare at people. Definitely don't spit at people. Don't do these things. Don't beg. Don't engage so much behavior. We're like we were little walking, little programmed, robots, really. Even us. We're so
Oh
like
yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I
so
mean we're so unprogrammed.
yeah, yeah, compared to the rest, but we're still programmed because we're from the West. There you go, little poem.
Yeah.
But
We are programmed because we're from the West.
what's the media situation like,
Yeah.
and
Say it
advertising
all over
and
again.
phones and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Look, it's great internet. Everyone's got excellent internet. Um, there's a lot of G2O programming everywhere, like the World Health Organization, World Forum, World Economic Forum. It's just like propaganda everywhere, everywhere. Um, But the media's like I haven't seen any news or anything, of course. But yeah, I mean the internet's good. Everyone's got a phone, everyone's up to date, like it's all happening on that level. They're certainly not in isolation. But excellently enough, you don't see many 5G towers like they're around, but nowhere fucking nowhere near what you would see in Melbourne. I mean, honestly, the difference is huge. It's huge. Like you think about like the grids that have come down on the Western world. Like it's so harsh. Like in the cities in Australia, you see 5G towers like every fucking 50 meters almost, every 100 meters, there's a freaking 5G tower. So here they have excellent internet and I barely see a tower. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's so spread out. So this whole fucking 5G tower thing to run the internet, it's bollocks. It's
yeah,
fucking bullshit. They are emitting a fucking oppressive frequency. I'm certain of
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I'm certain
well,
of it.
that's
Designed to make us all sick.
so that's a good question. How are you feeling there? Like, are you feeling like different? Like, because like when you left Melbourne, you like literally you've said you could feel like something lifting almost, you know. So yeah, what's
Yeah.
over there?
Well, my head's stuffy. Like I've got some snot going on. Like I've got a bit of snot. But there was the plane, and obviously I spent a couple of days in Melbourne beforehand. And of course, I just think anyone who was in Melbourne during COVID was just like their energetic grid's been fucked with. Like their health is dodgy, you know, especially the non-vaxxed. So obviously, like I was right there in the epicenter of that big, harsh year, 2 years in Carlton and Melbourne. And I think it's affected us. I honestly think it's affected me. I've never had issues that I have come up at the moment. But since we've been here, I guess we're still a bit jet lagged. I'm snotty, but I feel like lighter,
Yeah,
and of course, when you're traveling, you do
yeah, you're
feel
on
when
a
you're
holiday,
traveling, you feel
traveling.
lighter, right?
Yeah,
But the grids, the grids aren't the same. The energetic grids, the oppressive grids, the technological grids are not the same.
yeah,
They're
right.
just not the same. And yet the internet's excellent. So that's
Yeah,
a whole that's
yeah, and it's interesting that like they're obviously got they're being fed propaganda too, right? As much as the West, but
oh yeah.
not being, but
Yeah.
it don't seem like there is programs. So maybe it's a lot more to do with the frequencies than the actual, you know, watching the news. Who knows? But maybe it's just the,
It's all frequency.
but yeah, frequency, man.
Yeah, it's just off. I'm so being that this is one of the largest populations in the world, and then we're going to go to to China,
I
which is,
just
just as epic. And of course, China's like whole deal is oppressive frequency bands, and like they're literally the most oppressive country, according to us, in the world. It'll be really interesting to go into. 'Cause we're skipping all the cities. We're going to go into the rural. We're going to go into central and then like North China and just see what it's like from the ground as far as the technology. Obviously, China had such a bad head fucking. Actually, both these countries have had really bad like oppressive attitudes towards women and girls. Like, there's this big issue there from both sides of the country. We think we've got it better in the West, but hello, all of our women and children are prostituted, right? Like, like everything about the feminine is sold as a sexual item through marketing or consumerism, or whatever. Our whole economic
Hmm,
foundation is sexualized.
yeah,
Sex is what our economics is in the West, right? But
pretty
here
much.
it's not
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
yeah, here it's not that. There's been a big oppression around obviously women, and same with China. China, terrible, man. Like the documentary. I don't know if you guys want to watch a fucking distressing documentary. Watch One Child Nation.
Don't.
It,
Just,
oh man,
just be warned.
yeah, be warm because you're literally going to see images of babies just thrown out in plastic bags on the street, like in the millions,
Mm.
everywhere because of the one nation policy. And that only ended like, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something, like 2005 or 2015. You can definitely see how, how this world's been fucked with.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, what we've got now, and what we know now, you can kind of see why some cultures would cover up their women, right? And not sort of present them that way. But obviously, that's been taken down dark roads, right? By the people who've come in. They just sort of twist everything and turn it into oppression. But I've only ever thought of it when I've thought of it, I guess, as I guess oppressive. But If what we see now, maybe it started as a protective thing, right?
I mean, it's possible.
From
It's
who, right?
everything's possible in this world.
Everything's possible, man.
Yeah, one extreme to the other. I know. So it's like, how did the world get so messed up? From one extreme to the other. Like, because basically every single person I meet on the street's fucking great. Every single human is awesome and just like lovely and in their hearts and would never do anything shit. Well, for the most part, you know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
it's all been so massively twiddled with by the puppet master, you know? I don't know. Anyway, it's October, and my high self said when I did my last reading with Maggie that October was going to get weird.
Well, there you
That's
go.
what it said. October is going to get weird, and we need to get weirder than October. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the
Well,
world. Man, I tell you what, like how much of this technique is just to inspire fear and actually nothing. They have nothing. Have
well,
you wondered that? Like, do they actually
oh,
have anything? Or
also
is it
all the
just
time.
like all psychological?
I'm leaning that way. I really am. Because I mean, like everything, right? Nuclear threat, like the nuclear power plants, Fukushima, all that kind of stuff, AIDS,
Yep.
like everything, right? All these catastrophes and stuff coming from space. Nothing's none of it's happened.
Yep.
It's all happened on
Yep.
the news, and most of this is to someone else, right? Most of it's in other countries where we don't know any of the people. We can't prove if it happened or not. And then we have all these videos of the crisis actors and the film crews like filming like zooming in and then like it's all this like fire in there and then you zoom out and it's just in the middle of a normal street. It's so I think it's all a show, man. I really do. I think that's the trick. I think that
That's crazy.
yeah, man.
So, so Campbell,
Yes.
I'm trying to find my lighter. Ask me how the carnivore diet's going.
How's the diet going, Kelly?
Oh, it's bullshit, man. Bullshit. Basically, I am in the least carnivore orientated country in the fucking world. So there's no meat here, basically. Like we haven't had any. All right, so basically there's lots of white bread. There's lots of chips and chocolate and soft drinks everywhere on the streets everywhere. And then like, there's like beautiful food that comes, beautiful offerings of food, but it's nothing. It's absolutely the opposite of the carnivore diet. It's the
Yeah,
opposite.
it's all curries and
So
dals and yeah.
and fruit and anyway, like basically I'm farting a lot. I'm it is if you're on the carnivore diet, you can't come to India. You cannot just make the shift. You got to break the diet. Like I've learned the hard way. So Campbell and I haven't spoken about this, but it appears that after 2 and a bit months of being on it really strictly, because I was being a fucking model citizen, I had a healing crisis. Now, apparently, this stuff happens like when your body, so heads up, those who have followed our lead, when your body's feeling safe and secure and it's switched over to relying on the meats and the fats, it is then feeling like comfortable enough to throw up anything that needs to be dealt with as far as some shit that you've got going on that you didn't even know you had going on. And in my case, it came this mysterious thing happened to me where out of nowhere,
How is
yeah,
your leg? I didn't even ask.
I know, right? So out of
Sorry, yeah.
nowhere, my back froze, like literally out of nowhere, like my whole torso, agony. And then within 24 hours, that moved up to my neck and seized my neck, like to the point where I couldn't, it was like
Yeah,
this,
you're
right?
right.
1 centimeter in either direction. Terrible. And it was so painful. And then the next day, that moved to my knee. So my back was fine. Then that moved out of my neck to my knee, and my knee blew up, boom, like a watermelon out of nowhere for no reason. There was no reason. It started in, I had diarrhea for a few days. this is gritty shit, man. Anyway, and then it went from back to knee to my knee, and it stayed in my knee. Agony. It's almost like I had a like migratory arthritis, like instant rheumatoid arthritis. Blew up my knee. Couldn't put any pressure on it. It was really painful. Had to like I went to the hospital, got all the blood tests done, which I would never do. Luckily, we have at the farm like the oldest kind of little country hospital in the world with chickens basically running through. Did that, then did a big session with the homeopath. She put me on all this stuff. Then I did some energy healing with Maggie, and we went through all of that. And and then I went to a naturopath on the way to the airport and got these things, and she was like, I know what it is. You've got this virus that's been happening in the northern rivers, triggered by which triggers this migratory arthritis. But essentially, I had Ross River fever like 10 years ago or something, and it looks like my body, out of nowhere, for no reason that's obvious, like decided to like bring it all up again, and then it's like I'm hoping dump it all out. Unfortunately, when it all happened and I got the diarrhea, I couldn't eat the meat, because you just can't eat the meat when you've got like 3 days of that going on. You just can't eat the meat. You can't stomach the meat. So I broke the diet.
So
I had the healing crisis, broke the diet.
And it couldn't finish its cycle. So how's your knee now?
And so it's like about, I don't know, 4 days ago, it went out of my right knee into my left knee. So my right knee's fine. And then it went into my left knee.
What?
It's been a very weird thing. I'm just sharing it in case, like after a couple of months, you guys also have this really bizarre stuff happen to you that has no real rhyme or reason for happening. It could be similar to what has happened to me, whereas my body was ready to, it was feeling good, man. It was feeling good. Fucking yeah, we love you, Kelly. Here's some shit to deal with because you're doing good. So unlike me, don't break the diet. Just like stay on the diet and let it heal itself. But I couldn't do it because
you got 3 weeks of that at least, and then China, which will probably will have more meat, but it's still going to be a lot of rice and noodles, a lot of carbs, right?
yeah. Yep. Yep.
Jeez.
So I didn't go back. I didn't go back on the diet because obviously we're coming here. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to break it. Not perfectly, like I'm craving the steak. I'm craving, man. I want it. I want to eat it. But I'm.
So do they have fast food there? Like, can you go and find some KFC or anything? I don't know if that's
No, I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, it's probably possible, probably in the main cities, but I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, I'm appreciative right now for finding anything.
Yeah.
Because it's all like
So it's really
really
that
chaotic.
bad. Like, there's really nothing.
But
Wow, I thought it'd be a bit more westernized, but wow. I suppose with all the religion, it's based around religion a lot, isn't it?
yeah, it's sacred.
Mm,
Sacred cow, man.
sacred cows. I know the cows, man. The cows. Oh God. So how's the cow fart situation?
Yes. How are you going, buddy? You going strong?
I'm going, yeah, strong. Yep. Just busy, getting stuff done. We had rain, yay.
No,
Um,
I mean with the diet. With the diet.
oh,
Oh,
diet.
excellent.
Yeah, well, I've kind of broken it a bit, and I'm kind of thinking too, I'm going to be away soon. I'm not going to be able to keep to it strict, so I've sort of started. Ria's cooked me a few meals, so I accepted those, and um, yeah, just having a bit more carbs and stuff. So yes, we're both breaking it
Yeah, it's
for the next month or 6 weeks, or it's just yeah, it's hard when you travel, right? Like
it is. It's really hard. Yeah.
there's people that literally travel with steaks and things in their luggage because why not? Find a Barbie.
Yeah, I mean, like we did a session on it with Maggie, and basically my higher self said it's cool, just like go and have your holiday, do your thing, but when you get back, 7 months strict. That's what it said, that it would take my mainly basically everyone, what you're trying to heal mainly 100% is your digestive, is your stomach lining. It's your digestive tract. So the majority of issues that we have coming through is a result of leaky gut, basically issues with your gut. And that's the main key problem that it heals. But, it takes months and months and months. And for me, apparently 7 months is like the time that it's going to take to do that.
Oh, wow.
So, and we've had a look at Jeremy Ayres' light protocol, which is like taking the light diet, like so getting up and doing the sun gazing, but it's also taking out like there's a whole pile of other things that it involves that basically it strips you of everything, of fucking everything. And at this point on the realm and potentially what's happening, it's a commitment, like a warrior commitment. And I get it. I'm up for that. I'm up for being stripped of everything because it's why not? Why not see what you are and what happens and like what happens when you anti-poison yourself? Like it's a bit of work when you anti-poison yourself, you like anti-toxicate yourself, like traverse all the damage. Like it's not until you're on it that you realize how much damage has been caused to your body. It's not until you're on it that because when you go on it really strict, then when you break it, you really know because like we actually can't handle 99% of the toxins that are in all of our food. So when and everything. So when you actually go on it, you start to become super hypersensitive to life. So it's just like it takes you almost like it puts you in a frequency band that's not of this realm. Like you can't actually enjoy or participate in 99% of what this poisonous realm offers you. So I can see how this diet takes you to a frequency band that is of another realm. I can see how like getting there is possible with this diet because you clean up your frequency to that level, you can barely exist here.
Yeah.
So as like creating a pathway like towards this split or this new realm or this ascension topic, it feels like, it's not just fucking gonna happen. You have to like align with it. And to do that, you've got to strip yourself of everything. Like just fucking say, yes, it's time. I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to strip it bare and see what's left standing.
Yeah. Yeah. We just watched. I literally just watched.
It makes me think of, I've frozen.
What is it? Oh, are you back? Am I back? Hello, I can hear you.
It makes me think of Beetlejuice. No, the Oogie Boogie Man. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like we're walking around skins full of poison, toxics, parasites, bugs, like heavy metals. We just like these vessels that are just full of all this poison. And the aim of the game on planet Earth is to like try not to get fucking poisoned. But if you want to like go to the next level, whatever the next level is, like you have to like get rid of all the poison. And that's just like everything. It's like freaking everything.
It
It's just
is.
so it's not like eat some fruit or like eat some steak. It's like everything. Your sunglasses, your screens, your devices, your fucking everything, everything, everything. There's nothing left.
Yeah. Run naked into the woods.
And
Oh.
don't eat anything on the way. Yes.
I know I know. Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
think our reception's gotten dodgy, man.
it is, man. We might have to wrap this up soon, but yeah, that makes sense, right? Like
Because I'm having a rant
you are having,
about the fact that we're just walking blobs of poison.
yeah, surrounded in poison, clothed by poison, poison on the food, poison in our minds. It's poison, man.
Well, look, all I'm saying is it's interesting that in the West they started us off with a fucking poisoned apple story from the Garden of Eden, and like it's just like literally it was like not about Eve eating the fucking apple. It was just like it's poisonous from here on in, people. You just like go forward and
Mm,
consume every poison we can put in front of you in every possible manner, and we're going to poison the fuck out of the population and see what happens.
yeah. And all I have to do is
What
put,
does poison do? It lowers your frequency to like the basement.
yeah, yeah. And all they do is make it bright and colorful and cover it in sugar. All right. Well, should we wrap it up? Because it's 11:30 and I'm getting really tired, man. I've been out all day, swimming around, jamming with the elders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Well, look, can you hear me? I don't
Yeah,
even
yes.
know.
I think it's moved. Yeah, I think it's moved again. Yeah.
You're frozen.
Just keep going.
Okay, so yes, we're getting a bit dodgy, so we should wrap it up. But yeah, this is a
Poison.
game. This is a game of poison, and like, honestly, like here is basically all the food's poison. It's all of it.
Mm.
You know, it's just all of it.
That's what I
And
found. Yeah. Where was I? I was when we went shopping. That's right. And I was hungry, and I went around looking for food in like a big mall, and all there was cakes and stuff. It was just all carbs and sugar. I couldn't believe it.
yep,
Couldn't even
yep,
find a pie or anything. It was just
yep,
weird.
yep. And you go to the airports, and it's just all shit. It's all shit. You know, like the Western diet is just it's the same everywhere. It's just really bad.
That's
And
it.
like, whatever, like, you guys didn't ask for this. We were born into it. Like, okay. But now I think it's time. I'm definitely going to strip myself of everything and see what happens. And it's like everything, basically everything. Like, there's nothing left. You just basically got to stand naked outside and eat steak.
All right. It's a new
Good.
religion. Come and join our new cult. Naked steak eaters.
All right. Well, that's my first little update from India. Obviously, as we go through this progress, tomorrow I'll be at the Taj, so I'll definitely get some good footage and we'll do a proper show on it. And obviously, as we go through, we're going to be visiting Rishikesh and Varanasi and there's heaps of places we're going, and so I'll get a really good overview of the situation, and hopefully, there'll be some really cool discoveries there from our perspective.
Yeah, man.
Because honestly, if you look at India and Tartaria, there's like nothing there online.
No, yeah, there's hardly anything. I've sort of covered the Red Fort, I think, and that's about it. Because
Oh,
I've
you've done the Red Fort
done the Red Fort. Yeah, yeah.
back in Oath, right? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm going there tomorrow. So
Awesome.
I will give you a whole pile of actual footage and I'll hear the actual history and see how your research and
How
the
it matches
explanations
all up.
line up.
Yeah, sure, man. Awesome. We will look forward to it.
All right. Well, look,
Thanks.
sorry that wasn't so like revealing and fucking mind-blowing, but there you go. 2 days in and I'm confused
Thoughts on India?
about what's going on.
Yeah, man. It's a weird realm. Weird,
But I
weird.
tell you what, I fucking love it here. India rocks. I can completely live here. I think it's the best country ever at this point. Like, it's just so exciting to be without all this oppressive shit that the West puts onto you. It's excellent. It's excellent. I highly recommend it.
Awesome. There you go, guys. Highly recommended. Kelly
Yeah,
yourself.
man. Highly recommended.
All right.
But you gotta have balls. You gotta have balls or you'll never survive. Like, you gotta be able to push your way through. Definitely.
Take a bit of responsibility. Not for Western. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for watching us, guys. Give us a like, subscribe, share around, all that good stuff. Just as Kelly's frozen, and hopefully she'll come back to say goodbye. And we'll see you the next time on Tartaria Australia.